So Mario Kart 8 was just released last Friday, and it had the best day one launch of the franchise. Sold 459,000, which beat the record of Mario Kart Wii, which sold 433,900 on launch day. And that actually says enough because it actually came out, Mario Kart Wii, a year and a half after the Wii came out. So again, at that year and a half install base, where the Switch had an install base of 2 million worldwide. Well, and this is for US sales, 459,000. And it had that already day one for the Switch. But again, we made the debate, what other games are there to play on the Switch? You have Zelda and Mario Kart. That's what people were waiting for, was this Mario Kart. So again, it had a 45% attachment rate. And this is for a remaster. It's the same, sort of the same game as the Wii U version. But again, they added the DLC courses, which are 16 courses. They added a battle mode. And they added you can have 2 items held at once that you can use.
Aren't there 2 or 3 new carts too?
Carts and characters that they did add. Again, more DLC, and they added it for the Deluxe edition. I love it that they did it because, again, not everyone had the chance to play it on the Wii U. A lot of people had it on the Wii. It was one of the most highest selling games. I think it was top 3 selling games on the Wii, Mario Kart. And again, the Wii U, not very many people owned it. Again, what we talked in a previous segment, 13.5 million. That's their Nintendo fan base. That's their loyal fan base. So that was a remaster. In which, are you surprised those sales for a remastered version that already came out?
No, because I don't think a lot of people heard of Mario Kart 8 back when the Wii U was released.
Yeah. And what? There's an 8? They started numbering them?
Yeah, right. So now the people who did buy the Switch, they're like, oh, Mario Kart?
Or they heard about it, but they didn't have a Wii U, and they were going to pay for that. Or the earlier argument, they bought the Switch, but there's not really a lot of great games, so here's a great game, and you probably don't have it, and it's got bonuses even if you did have it, and it's a game that it's kind of always nil, because it's competitive. It's not just a single-player storyline where, I remember Bowser dies in the end. No, you're playing against friends. That's perfect for the Switch.
Yeah.
So.
And it makes a good party game, too.
Yep.
Absolutely. You might have to bring 2 controllers.
Yeah, we can do that.
On Thursday night.
Yeah, let's do this.
We'll do some strip Mario Kart.
Not doing
That's a bachelor party right there. Some strip Mario Kart. We'll do it live. We'll do it right here live. Strip Mario Kart. We'll play it.
We're not doing anything
like
that.
Got fired
we can play it right here in the middle of a podcast.
No.
Damn it. All right. Someday. I'll get
That's
that for
why
you
we
viewers.
all vetoed Magic Mike as well.
Oh. Yeah, try to get the Magic Mike for... But again, But who's the target market to Magic Mike?
What?
No.
Oh, this guy.
That's it.
No. But what's the majority of the population going to Magic Mike?
I just...
So it's going to be 80% males in there?
Yes.
80% Steve.
No.
Do you know how many chicks hang out at the Hard Rock that aren't prostitutes?
Mo, you're going to get
I know from a former employee because I work there. So
Mo, you can get 100%, Steve. Not 80%. I go all in. But back to what we're talking about, Mario Kart 8. Again, that was a remastered definitive edition. And that brings us to the question of the week. Of what is your favorite remastered or definitive edition video game of all time? So I will start. Mine, actually, just by default, I already know Mario Kart 8 will probably be. I bought it yesterday, so I haven't had a chance to play it because my Nintendo Switch was out of power. Because I took it with me to in line for Best Buy while I was waiting for the NES Classic. I'll go into more detail about that later. And I guess I didn't plug it in correctly in the dock. So I was trying to hit the power button last night to play it, and I was like, what the fuck isn't it working? And I'm having some troubles with my controllers and systems already. It's been a hard week.
Wait, you were going to walk them through the return for the repair, that whole procedure? Where you get your Joy-Con fixed when you send it back
of
to
the left
the
Joy-Con that I have not shipped yet. That I still have.
Wait, you have it?
No. I was waiting for Mario Kart. After Mario Kart, I can ship it in because Splatoon won't come until July.
Here's where editing Steve is going to drop in the clip where he said, "I need to get it fixed before Mario Kart's released."
Yes, this is what I should have.
So then Nice doesn't look like a complete asshole for calling you on your own nonsense.
Yeah. No. Well, I changed my mind. I can change my mind.
You're entitled.
But Mario Kart 8.
Pointed out.
The reason why I did purchase Mario Kart 8 because I didn't buy the DLC, which is 8 courses per DLC, so it's 16 tracks I haven't played on. If I did buy that DLC, which I was planning on for the Wii U, but I think I moved on. I think I lost my Wii U.
Wait, you were going to buy DLC?
It's Mario Kart.
Wow.
Yeah. But I didn't. I guess, that's...
You won't buy Mass Effect DLC, but he'll buy
I bought
Mario
one
Kart
Mass
DLC.
Effect DLC. The second one, where you have to go in and steal something.
Oh, with Katsumi.
Yeah. Because you add a new member, right? On that one? Yeah, so I think that's why I got it, because I want a new member. But
that isn't a metaphor for his life. Share your wedding.
But Mario Kart 8 will probably be one of my favorites because, again, it has those courses, has battle mode, has a different way to play the game, as in you have 2 items, which you didn't in the first, and it looks fucking beautiful. Mario Kart was beautiful for the Wii U, probably the best looking Wii U game. Again, you can say, what does that mean to Wii U? But the art direction, I would even put that up against, at the time, the Xbox or PlayStation, when it was released at the time. But Mario Kart 8, because of that, if I would have bought the DLC, those tracks, I probably would not have bought in the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. This battle mode, not enough. Again, how often am I going to have people over for battle mode to go online? But because of those courses, but that was an out. My favorite remastered is Resident Evil on the GameCube.
Yeah.
Is my favorite remastered edition. Just the graphics, just the enhancement of the graphics from PlayStation 1.
They took out the full motion video.
And the full motion video and the voice acting, I believe they did change that in Resident. Actually, I don't remember because the voice.
But Jill, you're the master of unlocking.
Yeah. I've bought that thing twice now because I bought it, the Resident Evil on the GameCube, and then they just re-released it on Xbox One and PlayStation 4.
Yeah.
And I bought it again. Because I don't know why I love that game so much. Just a nostalgia. Even though I had it on my fucking GameCube, because it's almost exact. Again, few enhancements, but the enhancements from PlayStation 1 to GameCube, and they added a few other storylines on it.
I bought Resident Evil 6 on PS3 so that I would get the 1 through 5 collection that came with it for pre-ordering.
Wow.
So, yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
So Resident Evil probably for me, because when I think of a remaster, and I love Skyrim. I love that game. I got on 360, but I didn't buy the remaster because it just enhanced graphics. It wasn't that much to me. And The Last of Us, I bought on the PS4 because I never played on the PS3. So I got the remastered version, but if I would have had it on PS3, I wouldn't have bought it.
Looked great either way. It didn't matter.
Yeah.
And Rich, what is your...
Do you mind if I go last?
Okay, yeah. Mo, I already think I know what game you're going to say. Let's see if I'm right. Mo.
But for me, my first game would actually be Odin Sphere, because they did, they took back the PS2 one, which was like what I said was completely kind of broken. There was a lot of lag. There was a lot of clip arts into it. It was just not a fully functioning game. And when they re-released it for the PS4, remastered with the beautiful anime style animations, with the new storyline, and whether you wanted to play it the classic way or the new storyline way, it was a choice, and I really love what they did with it, including also a collector's edition that brought a whole bunch of good stuff in it, a whole bunch of stuff, which I was really proud of. That would be my number one. My number two actually would be in the same market as you, Steve, because I did get the Resident Evil 0 and the Resident Evil in the pack for PlayStation 4, and it looks incredible. It looks amazing. And I got those the two. I think it was on sale for $10.
Oh wow,
so
it's a steal.
So I just got them both.
I think I got it for $15 when I got the first day. It was.
Yeah. I waited a few weeks, and then they had that whole what was it, the Capcom sale. And so I got it on
their
sale.
20th anniversary.
Yeah, the 20th anniversary thing.
Yeah.
So I bought both of them, and I was completely amazed. I love Resident Evil 0, and I loved Resident Evil. Just brought back a lot of nostalgia.
I love the
also
franchise.
it was just beautiful. And then the third one, I actually did put in a lot of hours into Skyrim Remastered. Did not purchase it though because I played it on PC and it was free for whoever bought the original Skyrim with all the DLCs on PC got it again for free.
Nice.
On the remastered version with all the DLCs. Nice. So that was a win for me, and it looks amazing.
How big of a change is it? But if someone would have to pay $60 though, again, I think that's how much it retails. Remastered.
I think if you've never played it and you're going into a remaster, it
absolutely,
it was super worth it. Yeah, because it looks amazing. It looks
but what
beautiful.
about someone who bought Skyrim before? Because I know some people are like, oh, I want to play it again. I mean, I don't have time, but
with me, I feel that Skyrim and Fallout they're more PC oriented games. The upgraded graphics did make a difference in the actual Skyrim game, but when you start modding, it looks incredibly 10 times
that's right.
more.
It did add the mods.
Yeah, the mods. So when you got into the whole modding thing, it made it look incredible. It was just a brand new game. So if you weren't a person that wasn't into mods and you're like, I don't want to mess with that, then, you know, if you've never played Skyrim, then get it. And if you played Skyrim and you want to mess around with mods, it would be like a good change. You'd see so much difference. You added characters, added
Macho Man Randy Savage,
Spider-Man.
Oh yeah,
Spider-Man's in Skyrim.
Yeah, you can get him as a kid. Deadpool's in there. You get like a whole bunch of crazy stuff, but it was worth it. Like I
you just like fur bikinis. Just be honest.
I do love fur bikinis. I did download that mod. It's on the top of the list.
Nothing wrong with your taste there.
Yeah. But those would be my three for now.
And Rich, what are your favorites, remasters or definitive edition?
You guys actually made some very, very solid picks. I'm a little jealous.
There's one missing.
No, I
haven't played.
I like those.
That I would choose. I'll let you go though. I'll go.
No, what do you think I was going to pick though?
GTA 5.
It's good, but that's not where I was going to go. But that's a solid pick. I do like these Game of the Year kind of things where they collect stuff like Mortal Kombat XL.
Oh yeah.
Where you collected all the DLC, put it all together. So if you had the original version, you didn't feel like you needed to buy it, and when it came out, wasn't it 30 or 40 as opposed to 60?
Yeah.
But it was a year and a half after the original had come out and all that DLC, so you didn't feel like you were getting, overcharged if you hadn't bought it. You didn't feel like you got overcharged if you bought it day one kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You didn't feel like you had to buy it 2 times to get everything because all of the XL is the only place where you can find that one character. I hate when they do stuff like that.
Yeah, me too.
First time I noticed this stuff is when they did stuff like the Rare Collection or the Mega Man Collection.
Oh,
those were really some good stuff. So thinking about that, and I'll be honest, I haven't had the joy of doing the thing that I've been railing about for the last couple of weeks. But I'll be honest, the improvements that they made with the NES Classic, if they had their business under control better, that would be my number one pick because that's the way you do it. Is that you try to get the nostalgia bump. If the price was lower, if the cord was longer, and if it was available...
My cord is long.
Stop. It's not a size contest. Everybody knows that that's a short cord. It works perfectly well, but it could be longer.
But I took a pill to extend it.
No, you didn't. That was nothing but fiber, and it was a
Dr. Mario.
Commercial. I hate to explain it.
Yeah, I played Dr. Mario. You got it.
No, but
I won't count that. That's cheating.
No, but
that's a console.
The fact that you collected so many marquee titles that weren't all necessarily owned by Nintendo as first-party IP, and the fact that they made improvements like it looks better on a flat-screen TV that's widescreen as opposed to the old pan and scan squares, and you can save now. That's the kind of improvements that I expect from a remaster. Just to add more polygons, anybody can do that because that stuff was available. That's the difference between PC Master Race and playing on a console, basically. Mm-hmm. So going from PS3 to PS4 shouldn't be that much of a shocker. When you're actually giving me innovation where I can save it, I don't need to have some code, or as you mentioned before, leave it on pause and hope the power doesn't go out until you finish the game. That's exactly what I'm looking for. So as much as I deride it, they're going in the right way. They didn't handle it the right way, but I do like the idea, and I like much of the implementation. It's just that final step when it comes to the retail venue. That's when I have some major concerns about what they're doing.
Kids, the struggle was real back in the day.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I have to go to class, I have to go to school, must leave the power on, hope to God mom and dad doesn't notice, turn the power off, or some power surge that happens.
I did that a few times.
Oh my god.
That's how I first got into Final Fantasy, though, is because you could actually save the game.
And Legend of Zelda, I think Legend of Zelda was the
Yeah.
first.
Yeah, Legend of Zelda
very
was the
interesting.
other one.
Alright, so what other, and I'm calling bullshit on that. That is fucking
Why?
cheating. The
Why is
NES
that cheating?
Classic.
Why?
So I think that's rubbing in my face a little bit. The NES Classic. And then that's not a game. It's a console. But
Well, it's 30
I guess.
games. The thing is I wouldn't pay $2 for each of those games that are 20 to 25 years old. That's the problem. But we live in the age of Steam sales, so I think
Oh,
people
shit.
will understand that. That's where I'm going. Of give something to people like Steve that aren't PC players. Hit that nostalgia curve. I got no problem with steering into the skid.
Had me camp out.
You upgraded some of the capabilities of the thing. It looks better on your TV as opposed to you'd have to go pull out old, tube television and watch that. So I like the idea. Implementation, not as much, but
Any other games? Or is
no,
that-
I think those are Mortal Kombat. I think that's a good one for the current gen, and like I said, Rare and Mega Man. Those were good examples of how you take something old.
Because the Rare was that 30?
Yeah.
They had.
And some of them were old, like Atari type
Yeah.
of games, all the way up to PS1. So.
I love the Banjo-Kazooie games. Mega Man Legacy I bought for the GameCube. The reason why that wasn't on my list is it is fucking hard with that control. I need the NES, the AB, so that's why I struggled with it. If I'm playing those NES games, like Mega Man 1 through 6, which I love, like I need that AB controller. It was very hard on the GameCube, so that's why I didn't make it. You can probably...
Yeah, that was a really bad controller, though.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it was hard. But even if I get it on because they have it on Xbox and PlayStation, because I downloaded I got Mega Man 9 when the nostalgia when it came out on the Wii, and the Wii controller you can put it sideways. You can have that AB, the 1-2. So it
But
felt
it's not
like
comfortable.
it was an NES. It wasn't as comfortable, but it
It's
felt
the same as the Joy-Con. It just doesn't feel right. It's serviceable,
Yeah.
but it's not correct for what you remember.
We'll find
and
out-
They do have the technology and the patent on that
Yeah,
stuff.
we'll find out Thursday night with 4 of us with our little Joy-Cons playing Mario Kart. We'll see how that looks. Other games that I had I was very surprised. I thought you were going to do GTA 5. If I played GTA 5, that would probably be on my list.
I would. Okay, but here's again where I will attack people that good idea, bad implementation. Grand Theft Auto Online, great idea. Advertised for the original release, not available on day one, and it wasn't until the remaster came out for the current gen that it went live.
Yeah,
It didn't go live until the remaster?
It crashed. You could get in there for like 15
No,
minutes.
the
at the
online
time.
wasn't when you bought it day one.
Oh, no, it wasn't available.
for the
No.
360 and stuff.
No.
It wasn't available.
But even when it
But-
became available,
yeah, then it was all
they
kinds
had
of
some
stalls and
hiccups.
server
like
issues.
almost 3 months in, it wasn't playable at all.
And they were given priority to servers on the new generation as
Yeah.
opposed to the older generation, because the older generation, they wanted you to repurchase it, and they knew that the customer base is going to be bigger on the other one, so it was going to drain the servers. Well, they focused on the new stuff to try to make that second picking of your pocket. That's why I don't like that stuff.
Everybody thought that they were just going to play the single player campaign, and there's a lot of people who just wanted to jump into it because of GTA 4 and what they did with that online implementation.
Yeah.
Those people just wanted to jump in and see the new world in GTA 5, and they didn't get it.
How was the first person mode?
I like it, but it's not something that I would say I would use.
And they
Was it
have
playable or was it?
It was
It's
playable.
playable, but it's hard to get used to when you're
Okay.
used to that over the shoulder. Like Watch Dogs 2 has that. I don't know if you've messed around with the controls in the car. It has a first person mode.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's one of those, I can't see anything. And when you're driving through heavy
need to
traffic,
focus, yeah.
no, I need to be behind the car because I can't steer and turn my head in an effective way because of the constraints of that. It's not the same as being there. So
Because that's like the remastered that's the remastered I would want is, again, GTA 5 I loved. I got on 360 on day one or PS3, like day one. And then they had the remaster with a whole different mode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
First person, as in, wow, something like to entice someone who bought the first game rather than, updated graphics of this. Like, no. Same with Mario Kart. Oh, you get characters. Like, no, tracks. All right, you got me. I didn't buy the DLC. Something added more to the game.
Yeah.
The Last of Us. I know, incredible game. updated graphics. It was already beautiful in the PS3. Would that be enough for someone to buy it again? The Left Behind DLC, again, it's an hour and a half.
Yeah. If even.
2 hours if you take your sweet time. Is that enough to buy it a second time if you didn't buy the DLC? No, but GTA 5. And then the other one that would probably be on my list that I haven't played is on the 3DS, The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask.
So Heather has that.
Which one?
Both.
How are they?
Good. They're like the same implementation of what it was. It plays smooth. There's no hiccups. There's no lag times. No nothing. They did good for what they put it on the 3DS, which was, pretty good considering the size of the handheld.
Because if I didn't buy a Switch, if I wasn't taking it to Hawaii, I would have bought Majora's Mask. Because that's the only Zelda console game I haven't beaten or really played. But on the 64, those graphics are bad.
Yeah.
Like, if you go back, again, look at it like, holy shit. Like, it's so muggy. And then they clean that up on the 3DS.
It was a bit of a cleanup on there. There was no graphic clipping, so you go through each other's bodies and it looks weird. There was none of that.
Oh, you mean like in Mass Effect?
Yeah. Yeah.
Andromeda? Yeah.
Clipping.
Yeah. That patch made it worse.
Yeah.
But hey, Addison actually looked better. They redid her model. I didn't give a fuck about her in the first place, but okay.
Did you play the Resident Evil one?
The collection? No, I didn't have time.
Oh, no, the update when it came out on the GameCube, because you did have a Cube.
Yeah.
Okay, so we all bought that.
And I had bought Zero also, yeah.
Because that's the only one that I could say, because those graphics were night and day.
No, it looks much better.
Yeah, so much better.
Yeah, I was fucking impressed with how nuts. Again, I talk about, I don't want to update graphics, but that one.
Although playing it originally on PlayStation and then playing the remaster, it was weird how they had changed the camera. So it still worked, but some of those jump scares, because you knew where they were, because it was all, how those dogs were going to come around that corner and stuff like that. When you had the different camera, didn't have the same effect. Now, that could be because I knew what jump scares to expect, but it was... The camera angle wouldn't have... I don't think it would have worked on people that were fresh to playing the game either.
I miss my tank controls.
Stationary controls?
Those tank controls are incredible. Again, the struggle's real. Those tank controls, holy shit. Alright, so those are our favorite remastered or definitive edition video games of all time. Please let us know in the comments what your favorite remastered video games are.